Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the School of Science. My name is Luke and this is the Bramley project. Now, I do apologise that the video is a little bit later than usual just because we have had a bit of a bad string of weather and it's just made it impossible for me to get the drone over the site. But thankfully we had a nice little pocket late Wednesday evening and we were able to work with that. So as you can see from the site, there has been a couple of little additions. So one of them being a crane with a drill attached. So what that's going to be is it's going to actually be creating 2,500 piles of like these giant concrete pillars that are going to be 16 meters down into Bramley Moor dock itself. So these are going to be the foundation structure of the stadium itself, and they've been made in such a way that they're going to be able to preserve the site, so it's not going to damage the site, and it's going to be a very solid structure to hold easily 50 to 60,000 fans in the future. Now, this is going to take up to, I believe, June 2022 for it to be done. So what's going to happen is in these future videos, you'll see this crane moving progressively down the site, doing what it's doing. And, well, hopefully, by the time that the dock's been infilled, it'll be a decent way along, and it might be able to go onto the dock itself, so it'll be awesome to see that thing over the sand doing what it's doing right now. Now, looking over the site right now, you can see there's not an awful lot that's changed. There has been a little bit added to the old hydraulic tower, so there's a little bit added to there. It looks like they've actually done a little bit of garden on top of the tower itself as well, so they've removed some of the crap that was on the top and are slowly starting to bring it down bit by bit. Now, this is going to be a long process. I would actually be tempted to say this may be one that could take up to a year because it's also going to be weather dependent on what they can do. But once they actually get it down to its founding structure, they're going to fix everything up, get it back up again, and they're going to convert it into a fan zone. So I'm looking forward to that. And looking over the site right now, while my camera decides to actually tilt properly, you can see that they've smoothed out most of the site itself. So there has been bits around the old warehouse there. So a lot of that stonework and the old bricks and everything, they have been basically made anew. They've basically pummeled them down into dust and restructured them so they're actually usable again. And I'll be honest, it's annoying because I can't see much progress from the inside the dock itself where the sand's actually getting laid. Unfortunately, we won't see that until it's nearly done, but that's still 3 months in the work. So that's more than likely going to be done come the very start of next year. So that'll be basically, hopefully, that'll just be sand. Fingers crossed. But in any case, guys, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, and I'm going to take you now to live Luke, who's going to see you through to the outro. Take care, guys. Have a good evening. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit the like button down below. Just shows me you like what you see and you want to see more of it. Also, if you want to suggest anything to me, whether it be a different approach on the Bramley Moor project videos, whether it be, going from the smooth transition sort of stuff that I do, where I do the occasional little break, but it comes straight back to the topic, instead of doing that, going into what like Everton did, where they go chunk by chunk by chunk, where they get their points across like that, and that it sort of gets the points across, but I don't like it personally just because it's messing with people's attention. But if you guys would like that sort of stuff, I am more than happy to accommodate for you. Also, if you're new to the channel, hey, welcome to the channel. How's it going? I'm Luke. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, why not hit that subscribe button down below? It just means that you're going to be one of the first people in line to see any of the new stuff when that comes out. I don't just specialise in Bramley Moor project videos. I do pre-match stuff and post-match stuff as well. Now, this stuff is usually, like a couple of days before the match and either on the evening of the match or on the next day if it's a late finishing match. Now, I have missed a couple of the pre-match things, but that's more down to the fact that I've had work and everything else around me. So in order to try and combat that sort of stuff, I have got a Patreon. Now, I'm going to say a nice thank you to CT Baz, Mal and Mark Bones for being ongoing members of the Patreon. If you want to be like any of these guys, or like our first person who has actually joined the cup of coffee tier, go over to the Patreon and you've got two pledges you can go for. You can go for the cup of coffee tier, which is literally like getting a pound out of your pocket and going, like your stuff, mate, here you go, have that on me. Whereas the other one, the School of Science Superfan, is a little bit more serious. So with that, you get early access to these videos. So 24 hours before it's released on YouTube, it is released on the Patreon, and they get the first viewing of it. So it's like a priority viewing. And these viewings as well are non-monetized. So whenever I go and get monetization, they won't have to go through the ads. But on YouTube, unless you got an ad blocker, you will have to go through the ads. But yeah, guys, I do apologize for the little ramble on in these videos. I do like to try and get my thing across, but I like to try and do it in a natural sort of way, as if I'm having a full-on conversation with you guys right now, instead of it being written off a script. I mean, I'm more than happy to do stuff like that in the future. If that is what you'd like, I can always make a script and go by the script. But in all fairness, I prefer to do it in a more organic way, like as if I'm having a conversation with you. But if you'd like to suggest anything in the future, please put it in the comment section below. I always appreciate it. But yeah, guys, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I'm going to see you all in the next video. Peace.